Today's story comes again from the book Bumper Tubs by David McPhail. Today's story is titled The Frog Jumping Contest. It was the night before the frog jumping contest. Bumper Tub's neighbor, Hornsby, was sitting on his front porch, laughing and joking with his prize-winning frog, Geezer. Every year, Geezer jumped farther than any other frog in the contest, and he was the favorite to win again this year. Bumper Tubs was sitting alone on his porch. He didn't have a frog for this year's contest. He hadn't even bothered to try to catch one. But it didn't matter. Geezer was unbeatable anyway. Bumper went into the house to get ready for bed. Bumper had not been asleep for very long when he was awakened by a loud croaking noise. He stumbled to the window and looked out. Sitting there on the edge of the swamp that bordered Bumper's yard was the biggest frog he had ever seen. "Be quiet, Frog," scolded Bumper. "I'm trying to sleep." "Croak," bellowed the frog. Bumper picked up a sneaker and tossed it at the frog. But the frog jumped halfway across the swamp, and the sneaker landed with a splash far behind him. "What a jump!" exclaimed Bumper. "I'll bet that frog can outjump that fathead Geezer." Bumper took his frog net out of the closet, and with flashlight and net in hand, he went out to catch that frog. "Here, Froggy, Froggy," called Bumper as he sloshed through the swamp, getting his nightshirt all wet. "Croak," replied the frog. Bumper shone his flashlight in the direction of the sound, and sure enough, there was the frog, sitting on a log, not even 10 feet away. Swish went the net, and in an instant the frog was captured. "Now we'll show old Hornsby and his fat-headed frog a thing or two," Bumper chuckled as he carried the frog into the house, tied it up in a pillowcase, and placed it on the bed beside him. In the morning, Bumper was startled out of a deep sleep by a loud rumble. He sat up and looked around. "What was that?" he gasped. "That was my stomach growling," the frog answered. "I'm starving." Bumper looked at the clock. "I suppose we do have time for a little breakfast before the contest," said Bumper. "What would you like?" "Pancakes," replied the frog, "with lots of butter and syrup." Bumper carried the frog to the kitchen and put him down on a chair. Then he mixed up a bowl of pancake batter and poured some on the griddle. When the pancakes were done, he stacked them on a plate and set the plate in front of the frog. "How am I supposed to eat?" the frog demanded to know, "when I'm all tied up in this pillowcase?" "If I untie you," Bumper pointed out, "you'll run away." "I won't run away," said the frog, his eyes bulging as he stared at the pancakes. "Promise?" said Bumper. "Promise," said the frog. So Bumper untied him. As soon as he was free, the frog grabbed a fork and began stuffing pancakes into his mouth. Bumper, meanwhile, was busy cooking some pancakes for himself. He was about to sit down to eat them when the frog shouted, "More! More pancakes, please!" "Have these," said Bumper, handing his own plate to the frog. "I'll cook some more for me." But first, Bumper had to mix up another bowlful of batter, because the first bowlful was all gone. Again, Bumper was about to sit down to eat his pancakes when the frog asked for more. "If you eat any more," said Bumper, "you won't be able to jump." "If I don't get some more to eat," said the frog, "I won't have the strength to jump." So Bumper kept filling the frog's plate until finally the frog signaled, "Stop." "I can't eat another bite," moaned the frog. "Good," said Bumper. "The contest is about to begin. We'll have to hurry." But the frog was so stuffed with pancakes that he couldn't move. "If you carry me," suggested the frog, I'll probably be all right by the time we get to the contest." "I should have known," groaned Bumper as he picked up the frog and staggered out the door. By the time Bumper and his frog arrived, the contest was nearly over. "You're just in time to lose again," shouted Hornsby. "What's that you're carrying? A sack of flour?" "This is the frog that's going to win the contest," answered Bumper proudly. "Geezer's gonna win the contest," Hornsby assured Bumper. "See how far he jumped?" Bumper looked into the jumping pit, and there, far beyond any of the other frogs, stood Geezer. Bumper helped his frog onto the jumping platform and whispered some words of encouragement. The frog tucked his legs up under his body and prepared to jump. He drew in a deep breath and wobbled to the edge of the platform. There he teetered for a moment. Then, burp, burp. The frog shot straight out as though he had been fired from a cannon. Higher and higher, farther and farther, over the flag that marked Geezer's best jump went the frog, and he landed with a sickening thud right on top of poor old Geezer. Thump. Geezer wasn't badly hurt, though, just a little sore for a few days. When Bumper's frog was given the first place ribbon, he smiled and said, "I owe it all to Bumper's pancakes." Everyone applauded.